feel you get lost in your kitchen, having trouble finding those essential spices and utensils that we use every day? Well, on today's episode of ANOKHI Daily Spotlight TV, we're visiting the IKEA kitchen where we will learn some useful tips on how to organize our kitchens and better maximize our space. Alicia, I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today. Tell me a little bit about IKEA.
Okay, well, IKEA is a global home furnishings company. We have stores all over the world. We have 12 stores in Canada, and one of our key strengths is helping customers stay organized in their life at home. And I think when it comes to organizing in the kitchen, the most important part is making sure that all of your key ingredients are close to where you're working.
So Alicia, tell me about this fun little tip that you have here. I'm just so intrigued by this piece.
Yes. So at IKEA we have so many options for interior fittings, and this is one of them that we have that fits our kitchen drawers. It's made for these spice jars, as you can tell.
Right.
And it's nice because it has a rubber grip, so you don't have to worry about them sliding. It's perfect. These types of interior fittings you would use inside a drawer to keep the spice jars all together and in place.
So for South Asians, we have something called the dabba. Okay, and it's actually a container. And in this container, we have other little containers which we put all our spices in. But I'm thinking we just cover that with a lid, and you're looking at these here, and they have their own personal lids. So I'm thinking that's probably better to preserve the spice. What do you think?
I think it totally keeps it in place. It seals it. Another nice thing about these jars is that there's frosted glass. So you can easily label, right? Label your spices, which makes it nice.
I'm loving these. So Alicia, one question that I think we all have in our minds is, how do we maximize the space in our kitchen?
Yes, that's a really good question. If you have the space in your kitchen, I say use your drawers to store things like spices, right? And that's what we had just talked about earlier. Use the drawers as that space. At IKEA, we have interior fittings that fit our kitchens to help you organize everything. So using a large deep drawer to store spices, to store grains, to store things like that is really helpful if you have the space in your kitchen.
So Alicia, this is absolutely fantastic for people that have the space, but if you don't have the space, then what are your options?
Good question. If you're working with a smaller space, and let's say your kitchen is just in general smaller, utilize the wall space above your cooktop.
Excellent.
We have a few different solutions. One of them is a rail system where you can hang the spices.
Right.
Another solution is a magnetic strip where you can include magnetic spice jars.
Let's talk about something that almost every kitchen has, a pantry. You know, and how to keep that organized, because in a South Asian home, you're going to keep your rice in there, your flour in there. So what are some useful tips that you can give us today?
Yes, most pantries nowadays you see a lot of shelving, which is difficult because you have to reach out towards the back to really find something. So at IKEA, we have some great interior fitting solutions where we have fully extendable drawers. So you see everything that's there, and then you can use interior fittings to help organize, which I think is really helpful when it comes to pantry solutions.
Well, that's it for this week's Home and Away episode. We hope you learned some useful tips on how to better organize your kitchen. Thanks again to Alicia from IKEA for joining us today and sharing those useful tips. Visit us at anokhimedia.com, our YouTube channel, and don't forget to interact with us on Facebook and Twitter.